Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to Snap Down Wrestling. I'm your host, Tommy Lynch. Tonight we have a couple of state champions with us from last year. We're going to be talking to James Dougherty and Adolfo Betancur, excuse me. And we have Coach Jay Jones with us from Rhode Island College. We're going to be talking about his week last week and getting back to business, getting back to wrestling. And we're going to have a great show tonight. We're going to find out some things about what's going on with college, who's wrestling, why they're not wrestling, and what it takes to be a state champion. We're going to talk to two state champions tonight that got it going on, and, again, what it takes and what type of dedication you have to have and what type of mindset you have to be in to get ready for a state championship. This year, a little bit different, but we are hoping for a season and all very positive that we're going to have a season. And the season looks like right now it would start at April 26th. So maybe a little earlier. I don't know. But as far as I know right now, season has not been canceled, and we're looking at an April 26th start. So we have a video that I want to show from this past week at Southern Maine with Rhode Island College and Coach Jones. Real rough start for them, but they just pulled it together, and we'll let the video speak for itself. So let's run that video.
The Rhode Island College wrestling team was back in action on Saturday, February 13th for the first time since COVID hit last March. The Anchormen would board the bus and travel north to Southern Maine for a noontime battle with the Huskies. After being down 17 points early on, Don Bonanno would earn a major win at 149 and his first win in an Anchorman uniform as a freshman. Then Nate Lackman took it from there as he defeated his opponent at 157 by pin. That got the Anchormen within reach at 17-10. Eric Zane would follow up with a win. Nate Stemple kept it close, avoiding the major. 184, Jet Tansig had a big win, and then Danny Splendorio had a big pin here at 197, setting the stage for a 22-20 score with just heavyweight left to wrestle. Freshman Edison Guarcus was taking on Jake Peavy, an all-region wrestler. He's a junior from Southern Maine. Edison was able to turn the tide here at the end for a dramatic, huge win for the Anchorman.
Hey, really proud of our Anchormen today. We were down 17 points to start the match. Not the way you want to start, but our guys stayed level. They never quit and bounced back, and we had some heroics in the end. I'm just so proud. First and foremost, the opportunity to even compete at all today was just, something special for us. We've been waiting a long time. It's been almost a year since we've actually competed against another school. So it was just a pleasure to be up here in Southern Maine. Coach Morin and Athletic Director Al Beam were gracious hosts here, and their staffs, and just great people to have us come up and wrestle. And for the kids to have the opportunity was just awesome and special. And our guys, we told them before the match, we got an opportunity here, and they certainly relished in that opportunity. So we're very proud of our Anchormen today.
Nice, man. That just gets me going. Being in situations like that, being down that much, coming back, some unanswered points there. Great job to Coach Jones for pulling out that win. Really exciting. The energy from the team, from the coaches, really exciting stuff. So, Coach Jones, why don't you come out of my lounge there and come on in and let's talk about that. Wow. Come on, really.
Well, I mean, as you know, to see, first of all, Edison Guarcus with a Rhode Island on his back for the first time, and to have it closed out that way, and it came down, he had to win for us to win. And, it was just really special for us. And, obviously Don Bonanno, a Chariho wrestler, two-time state finalist and a state champ as well. Edison was a three-time finalist, two-time champ, and have those guys with Rhode Island on their backs to help us take that victory means a lot to us. And we got a great school here, and it's a beautiful campus, and we're very, very proud of our homegrown talent there, and very blessed. So, and to be honest with you, it goes back even further than that, though. We were so excited to get the win, but really we were just excited to get out of our own gym and get onto the bus and have an opportunity for our guys. So many, just so you know, we're only the third and fourth, Southern Maine and us are the third and fourth schools in the whole region, all of New England, to have competed so far this year. So that in itself is an accomplishment. As you can probably tell, administration has been really tight. Everyone's afraid to get sued. Everyone's afraid to get it going, and concerned about liability, concerned about the spread and this and that, but our administration has been steadfast and let us, safely slowly go back, and piece by piece, extended more opportunities for us. Last Saturday, before this, we had an inter squad scrimmage, so we were going head to head without the with the mats together. We've been having our mats actually split, so we had taken our mats and split them up so we could practice in little pods. So if in case one of the little groups went down, we will remove just a couple of kids as opposed to the whole team. If that makes any sense. So so instead of having all the strips taped together every day, we separated them. So we had, like, for instance, we had pod 1.2, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and then the second session would come in. We had 2.1, 2.2, 2.3. So that way, like, if any one kid had it, only that one little group would come out. You know what I mean? Right. So those are the kind of things we had to do. The fall, we were contactless, meaning we weren't able to wrestle against each other in the fall. They were very paranoid about it. And we didn't have a schedule anyway at the time. Nothing had been approved for head-to-head contact.
When did you start practice?
We had like about 4 week period in the fall back in it started around November, early November, and we just basically, it was all conditioning. We had some ball, we were using the core balls to kind of emulate some situations, some dummy type situations, that kind of stuff. And we didn't get to do much. And, to build confidence in the upper level administration, the vice presidents and the presidents and all that kind of stuff, and the ones that are concerned about the spread, we had to get through it safely. Right. And so, when we started back in January, in the second semester, it was going to be now contact, right? So there's going to be, so we started off with only partners of one or two. So that way, if anything happened, we could just lose those 1, 2, or 3 guys instead of the whole team. So we set up those pods that way so we could do that. And obviously, you can't train in wrestling without having contact. I mean, it's just not feasible. There's
only so much stance and motion you can do. Yeah,
it's Yeah. But I'm proud of our guys. We lost about, I want to say, a third of the group, to just, guys are in the dorms, isolated, and they had some time, but it's a long day. Our school did some cool things with putting the athletes into the, we have a lot of classrooms in the physical education center just to get the kids out of the dorms and so forth. But it wasn't the same experience when you're saving $6,000 by going home for the semester. And that's what a lot of guys did. They just decided they weren't sure if we're going to compete or not. And I couldn't overpromise and underdeliver. So I was very honest and forthright. Like, hey, this is what's scheduled. I can't promise. And they were looking for promises. And they said when we couldn't promise it, a lot of the guys went home. And
especially when there's money in the line. This is, they're paying for school. It's not like high school. It's college. So
and they're going to be welcome back in the fall, Tommy. And those guys are, will have an opportunity to compete again. And look, I mean, you saw the score we got off to. I mean, 25, 33, 41 for us right now at Hurton. We've had a couple guys leave for various reasons, and we're going to replace. We got to have guys come back, and we got to those 3 weights are real tough for us right now. And but how resilient is a team? To see us go down 17 points, boom, 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 like that, quick. 2 pins and a tech. And for the guys to just chip away, they just, like I said, hey guys, just stay level. The other coach asked me, hey, what weight do you want to start at? He goes, 125. I said, yeah, sure. And obviously I didn't want to finish with those weights. You know what I mean? I was like, I knew what we had. You know what I mean? So I was like, yeah. And I love those kids. They're good, hardworking kids. But when it comes to college wrestling, they're just, not ready for prime time, if you will. And but I got to tell you, freshman Don Bonanno stepped up. right away and got a major for us. He hit a nice little, and I gotta tell you, we've got some great growing clubs around here, with Blackstone and Mayo Quanchi and Iron Faith and Nick O'Connell's been doing some stuff for a long time with Top Flight,
Yeah.
So we've got some good young, good clubs. Brown Bears have been doing some stuff for a while, and a lot of kids just kind of bounce around a little bit here and there, and that's all good. But it's definitely helping our sport to grow in our state by having the steady, the consistent clubs around that weren't there, Tommy, when we were kids, to be honest with you, right? They don't have the kids that have the opportunities today have a lot more opportunities than we had. And I'm happy.
We had Bristol had a wrestling club with Coach Kemi headed that up, and I got real close with the Bristol guys because we traveled all over the country doing freestyle and Greco-Roman, and helped my game tremendously. Obviously, I was an all-star baseball player. Some politics came into it, and I didn't make the all-star team one year, and that was it for me because I was better than the person that was out there. But for me, I'm like, hey, you know what? It is what it is. It's a choice. I can say I'm better, but it's not like I go one-on-one with this kid, for the position. And that's when I decided I'm wrestling year round. And I did, and wrestled with Bristol and, Coach Kemi, did a lot of stuff with us and brought us all over. But that was it. And there was probably like maybe 12 of us that were wrestling year round. And it showed. It does show. That's why it's really important. And you mentioned all the clubs. I'm pretty sure that's pretty much all the clubs that are going there now.
Mayo, Blackstone, Iron Faith, Top Flight, Brown Bears. I mean, and we're a small state to have that many clubs. It's actually kind of a lot of clubs, to be honest with you. It's a lot of clubs for a small state. I know there's been some talk at times about unifying for when there's travel opportunities, and I think that's a really wise choice to think about having a Team Rhode Island A, B, and C, and pool those clubs to create 4 or 5 teams to go to an event, some of these major national events, and you have like Rhode Island A, Rhode Island B, Rhode Island, or whatever, Rhode Island Gold, however you want to call it, but just to to get the best of the best on the A team, from all the different clubs. I just think that's something that the guys need to have a little more foresight and check the egos at the door and come together on some things a little bit. And I think that would be a great thing for Rhode Island to do that, because I do think that we're we're a very small, small, dense population. And I think it's divided sometimes. And I think coming together for our sport is a better choice. But like I said, I'm just really excited for our team. And we're just, to be able to compete, I got to tell you, it just feels great for the guys just to get up there and to see different competition. I mean, we're wrestling, they've been wrestling in groups of 2 and 3 for 3 weeks now. And it's just, my gosh, enough already,
You're lucky that you even there to practice. Like you said, there's only a few in the region that are being allowed to do that.
Right.
Poor JWU, the program over there, they got shut down. They got nothing going on until next year.
JWU, I feel really bad.
Really bad. I know you do.
Poor JWU. They've had no success at all lately, and I feel so bad for them. That it's just awful. I feel so bad.
It is. No, it really is. And I know we joke and everything. Lonnie's great and all that, but
Lonnie's done a lot for us.
For anyone to be sidelined like that and have others being able to do it. Because it's a call of the administration or it's a call of each individual state's governor. To me, it just doesn't seem fair. And I've said all along that, hey, listen, it's all or nothing. Okay. If you're going to let Ohio and Oklahoma and Florida and Virginia and Michigan and Nevada and Arizona wrestle, then everybody should wrestle because everybody's traveling there anyway. So what the hell's the difference? They're going to come back. Some are quarantined, some are not. I mean, let's face it. You come back from a tournament, you're supposed to, but does everybody do what they're supposed to do? No. If not, we'd have a perfect society, and we don't. So it's going to get spread. If I go to Oklahoma and I wrestle, and then I come back to Rhode Island, and I say, you know what, I feel great. I'm a young kid. What do I care? And you don't quarantine or you don't go and get tested, there's still that risk. So it's not like they shut their doors. So, hey, Rhode Island can't come or this state can't come.
Right.
The doors are open. There's 1,500 kids in a tournament going on right now. So for us not even to be practicing right now, and the others are practicing, and we're not even – the Virginia National is the 23rd of April. We don't even start till the 26th. So it's like I said it before. It's like having the World Series before spring training. It doesn't even make sense. So the ones that are in clubs are going to benefit. So when we start on the 26th and all of a sudden everyone's like, oh boy, and you start practicing now and you get out there with someone that's been going to Mayo or Blackstone and all these clubs and wrestling right along and doing it safely and effectively, then you're going to see the difference. You're going to see the difference. So I guess.
And I do feel bad for, obviously, we'd hate to see anybody. I know the Brown program is the whole Ivy League has been shut down, and nobody likes and wants to shut down. I was teasing, obviously, you know, Lonnie's a good friend of mine and former teammate, and you know, they've had a good run, and you know, it is good though, I think, for, you know, from our point of view to be able to have the opportunity, and I do feel bad for those who don't, and it's not right for our sport, because think about this. I mean, we test 3 times a week. I mean, we had to test this morning again, you know, since we got back, and to make sure we could be on campus, and you know, to make sure everything's good. And here's the thing. Here's the great thing about wrestling, right? You go and we had, like, Southern Maine had a station for each one of our guys, which was, you know, plenty of space apart. You know, our guys wrestled one guy. And, you know, so it's a pretty easy contact trace deal, right? And those guys were all tested. There's no fans in there. We literally it doesn't matter if we were in Montana, Virginia, Florida, we literally were on a bus. We got off the bus. We got back on the bus. I mean, I don't understand why that's so hard for administrators in other places to figure out. My athletic director has figured it out and found that it was a thing to lobby for, considering that, you know, certain administrators higher up than him, you know, with liability and so forth, wanted to, you know, kind of put us on the shelf. And, you know, I'm very blessed that we're doing it, and we're doing it right. And we had a little bit of success there, which is cool. I mean, that was just obviously, Tommy, icing on the cake. The ability for our guys, they were so happy to just go and be able to wrestle someone else. It was awesome. And I got to tell you, we had, after those first 3 matches, we had 4 JV matches after that. We won 10 out of the 14 bouts that wrestled that day. So they had 14 guys total. So they only would wrestle one guy per guy. So, you know, so we brought, you know, 14 guys up, and we wrestled every one of their guys, and we lost the first 3, but then won 10 out of the last 11. So I was really proud of our guys for doing that, and really pumped. We have a kid, Nate Lackman, who's a returning all-region kid, bumped up 2 weights from last year, grew, and he's just on a tear. He's a partner with Bonanno, who's a good little freshman there. And then, you know, Eric Zane's a sophomore from Waterford, Connecticut, who had a really good match at 165. Nate Stemple's one of our leaders. He actually had their best kid, 4-3, you know, 4-3 in the third period, real close, and gave up a takedown at the end, but didn't give up the major. That was one thing we needed him not to do, is give up the major to their best kid. Yeah. We shut him down, and that was pretty good. And then sophomore Jet Tancic from Long Island. We got a bunch of good Long Island kids. Sophomore Jet Tancic from Long Island had a great match. And then Danny Splendorio, who should be in the national rankings at 197. He was 5th in the region last year. And then obviously Edison. It was just what a story what a great moment for him to start us off, you know, of his first match ever with us. To get, you know, he gave a quick little takedown early, and then battled back, and you know, the kid just kept forcing stuff on top, and Edison's like in a little ball, right? And the kid's trying to force a turn, and that's what you know, kid had literally, and we needed a major at 184, and it kind of got away from us a little bit, and so it was 22-20. So if that heavyweight had just won by a point, they win. And
that's right.
The kid kept forcing on top, and you know, Edison just, you know, stayed in his little compact ball, and the kid came out. We threw
Raucus is one of the most patient wrestlers I've seen in a long time. He's very patient. He waits. He bides his time. He waits for that opening, and he just capitalizes on it. So congratulations on being able to wrestle, first off, and having that great administration to go along with the trusting you to keep everything safe and all that. And then congratulations on the win right out of the box like that. That's big for you. It's big for Rhode Island College, and it's big for all your wrestlers.
Yeah, my assistant coaches have been working their butts off. I mean, I'm just so blessed, you know, right now. And, you know, Steve Massey, he's a Cumberland guy, and John Murray from Long Island, just both those guys just been, I mean, and we each have to, we have to just do so much now. There's so much more to it. with all this crazy protocols we got to do, and these guys are just working their tails off for me, and I just love it, and I love the team. We have a great group of guys. I'm just so blessed. It just feels so weird sometimes, Tom, where we're kind of disconnected. You know what I mean? Like, we're always used to being like, that together and that together huddle, even that kind of stuff, and it's just a little different, But but here's the deal: in order for us to survive, in order for us to be not scrutinized by the administration, we have to plan to play that game a little bit. And by playing the game, we're still here, right?
That's right.
It's like that give and take. It's like we want to do things the way we always do it, but if we do, the administration is going to look down on us, and they're going to say it's just so much easier for them to cancel, right? It's just so easy to say stop.
Yeah.
So instead of giving them any ammunition, we've been playing by the rules, getting our stuff done on campus, and it's going well. So
good. Keep getting it done. Keep doing what you got to do. I appreciate you coming on the show tonight.
Pleasure, man.
I know you got a lot of obligations, so I appreciate you taking the time. And again, congratulations on the win. We're going to go to a quick commercial. We're going to come back after that with James Dougherty, and we're going to talk to him about some of the things that he's done and what it takes to be a state champion. So hang right in there. This is Tom Lynch with Snapdown Wrestling, powered by SFBN-RI. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. This is Snapdown Wrestling, and we have James Dougherty in the house. He is a state champion from last year at 170 pounds. Real hard worker. He was a two-time middle school state champion. He was a Marshwoods champion. He was a freshman state champion. He's somewhere around 130 wins, and he's all New England. Come on in. Bring him in, Nick. James Dougherty.
How you doing?
Hey, how's it going? I'm doing great, thanks. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. Glad to be getting some wrestling in.
Getting some wrestling, so you're staying active.
Yep.
You hitting some clubs.
You either keep up with the sport or people pass you. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And you can't really have that. So a lot of people thought you graduated last year. What do you think about that?
I've been told that a lot. Maybe it's the beard. I don't know.
Possibly. But I thought also you were a senior last year, winning your state championship at 170, just tearing up the league, coming in all New England. This is your senior year. This is a big year. What do you think, and how do you feel about what's going on right now with, well, I mean, we would have the freshman state championship this coming weekend and then the state championship the following weekend. So the season would almost be over. It hasn't even started yet. In fact, we're 2 months away from starting. So tell me your thoughts.
To be honest, it's really weird. I'd usually be going to Chariho practice every night, getting reps in. It's just odd to still be going to clubs and doing all this other work instead of being in the gym at Chariho. And you know, it honestly kind of sucks to have my senior year season cut off like that. I had aspirations to get more wins, you know, just show that how good I could compete this year.
Right. Yeah, it's disheartening, but you're still staying in it. You're still wrestling. You're still going to the gym. You're still staying strong, and you're positive and feeling pretty positive and pretty good about having a season, right?
Yeah, I'm happy that there's a season coming up. I'm hoping we get some matches in. I'm hoping they let us have a state tournament. You probably know a little bit more about that than me, but if there can be one, I hope it will happen.
I do, and I lay it all out on the line here on Snapdown Wrestling. I don't pull any punches. You know, I just tell it like it is. What I know is that we still have a season. All right, nothing's been canceled, but the way it's going to look is 3 different divisions, a 1, 2, and 3, or an A, B, and C, and that's separated by 2 different classes. A total of 12 teams, so each team's going to have 11 league matches. All right. What's different from this year than years past is that you're not going to be wrestling outside your league. That's it. Before, we would have some non-league matches thrown in there and some different things, but that's not going to happen. So we're looking to get off all of the league matches, which would be great, and then a state championship. There's been talks of a freshman state championship and a JV state championship, but that's talks. I can't confirm any of that. It's a different thing. It's run by a coaches association and not the Rhode Island Interscholastic League. But what I can tell you and tell everybody that's watching is that we are hopeful for a season. The Rhode Island Interscholastic League is hopeful for a season. The principal committee is hopeful for a season, trying to do all they can to make sure that it happens. And it's so far out that I'm really positive and feeling really good about having a complete season, a shortened season, but a complete season where we wrestle within our league, we wrestle all our league matches, and then we have a state championship. If we could do that, I would be so happy. Right?
That's good to hear. I honestly can't wait to wrestle, and I hope that we are able to have all those matches and have the state. I just hope everything works out, honestly.
I think it will. And I think it's important that people listen to what you're doing, is, going out there and still wrestling and doing clubs and going to different tournaments. Have you actually gone to any tournaments lately?
I've gone to some few, we've had some live wrestling matches at Iron Faith and Mayo and stuff that we can go to and get some almost live feel in. And I went to one in PA earlier in December, which was good to go to. And actually a couple in PA in early December.
Yeah.
So I've gotten some matches in, but I would go insane if I wasn't able to wrestle.
Right. Right. Are you going to school on a full-time basis? Is it a hybrid model? Is it distance learning? What have you opted to do? What's going on in Chariho?
Chariho right now is full in person. You can go online if you want to. I personally learn better in person, so that's why I go in person.
Yep.
And honestly, I feel like it's just better to actually go out and go to school than to sit in front of a computer all day.
Right. And a lot of people do better in the in-person. It's very hard for these kids, I'm noticing. And, I'm in the school system as well. So I'm in school every day in Narragansett. So I see it firsthand. And it's hard for these students that are not in person to actually make the grade because, if you're a freshman or a sophomore and you're left to your own to get motivated to get on and make sure you're there for your classes. I got to tell you, it's really hard for a lot of kids. So you're going full on in person every day at Chariho.
Yep. I get tested every Wednesday actually too at school.
Every Wednesday. So they are having the testing right at school.
Yep.
Yeah. A lot of
you can sign up for it if you want to do it.
Right. And you get tested.
Why not?
Yeah. Why not? Especially since you are out there actively engaged in a sport, even though it's not the school.
Especially for that reason.
Especially for that reason. Yeah. Well, that's good. That's responsible. And I know that all the clubs are taking all the proper precautions with the cleaning and the being sanitary and the sanitized wipes and making sure everybody's like that. And everybody's one-on-one or just in pods of 4, the same 4 people.
Yep.
So it's being really condensed and really, concealed to keep it safe. And, I wish that the administration and the governor saw that instantly because a lot of schools across the country started on time, December 2nd, the Monday after Thanksgiving. And there's nothing, where they're having all these big outbreaks. I heard a couple of things, but there was nothing behind it. It was all hearsay because I investigate all that and I research all that and try to see, just how unsafe is it before I open my mouth and, I'm pushing it and pushing and pushing it. And maybe I should just stay silent about it and just see what happens. But no, I've done my research, and the upper management has not. So they're just like Coach Jones said, it's just easier sometimes to say, hey, you know what? Let's just not do that at all. Then we don't have to worry about it. We don't have to worry about the liability. So I'm glad that you're going along. You're still working out. You're still staying in shape, and I know that's going to show. I mean, I seen you wrestle the other night. So you look great. You look on point, and looks like you haven't skipped a beat. So everyone should be pretty nervous that you didn't graduate last year, and I think you're gonna have some people bumping around you. As they do. So you may accept some forfeits. I hope you get to, wrestle through, and every one of those 11 matches for the league are a match that you get to wrestle. Now, talking about the state championship, you, as a freshman, you were freshman state champion. You were 4th in the varsity states, correct?
Yep.
As a
that
sophomore,
was my freshman year.
Same thing, 4th. Right?
That one hurt.
That did hurt, and I was there, and I took pictures of that match. And that was a very questionable call. I would have called it.
I would say so.
I would have called it your way. You definitely got behind before you scored that takedown, or was it a reversal? I can't remember now. I'm getting old.
Nothing you can do about it now.
No, there's nothing. And it's
of course I remember it vividly. I remember grabbing the inside of the hip, pulling myself around, but there's nothing you can do about it. Once the ref makes the call, it's over.
I know. But I saw it too. I just want you to let you know. And I went to Scott after. I said, hey, listen, I got video and photos of this, and I'm telling you, maybe we were here on that one. But you handle it like a gentleman, win, lose, draw. You win gracefully, you lose with dignity, and you just get better because of it, and you work on your craft.
That's the most important thing.
And
learning from it. Shouldn't have been that close.
Right. Of course. Or maybe, a second or two earlier. But last year you won the state championship at 170 in some, pretty good fashion. So tell us about how you prepare for that moment. What do you do to get ready for a state championship? And what were you seeded?
I was seeded first, I believe.
Yeah, you were.
But when it comes to like matches like that, I try to treat it like any other match. I try to have the same approach every time I wrestle, listen to like whatever, like some music to pump me up, but it's not about being angry. I don't think it's about putting yourself in like a controlled mind state where you don't let your emotions get in the way and you just go out there and you train what you trained. Because if you go out there and you think too much about it, you're going to make mistakes. But if you just focus on your training and what you know, it will go better for you. That's how I look at it, at least.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's better to come at it from a perspective of more of a calm place rather than a heated, angry.
The danger zone, I call it.
The danger zone. That's
yeah,
that's a good name for it, for sure. So staying calm, relaxed, loosey goosey, as I would say, and going out there. You have a game plan, obviously, but in wrestling, the game plan is a little bit different. It's not like running plays. It's like running a play every 10th of a second, because every 10th of a second, it is changing pretty much for the most part. How's your diet look? I mean, you're 170 pounds last year. You're a big kid. Do you cut weight? How are you looking on that? Or you just go with where you're at?
I try to at least cut to like the weight class below. Like, I probably weighed more like 178 at the beginning of the season, but I wanted to go down because I know that in the off season, I tend to get a little bit more fat on me. So it's more about getting yourself down to that weight with like a good cut where you're not losing any muscle or anything. And then just eating healthy and trying to like maintain a good weight at that weight with what you eat. So like, I'll eat a lot of protein in my diet during the wrestling season and outside of the wrestling season. And it's just all about cutting out like the crap, like processed food and stuff that could like push your weight up, like snacks and stuff.
Right. So when do you start that regimen, that healthy eating?
Probably like right after Thanksgiving, usually.
So right at the start of the season.
Yeah.
You got time.
But I try to I try to generally eat healthy during the year, but it's definitely, you gotta cut it down to what your body needs when you're going to be competing, like over that long of a period, especially.
Sure. Well said. Now, this being your senior year, have you committed yet to a college, or what are you looking at there?
I think I'm going to be going to Western New England. I've always liked Coach Sugarmeyer. He's a good coach. I think I first met him when I was in 8th grade at a URI camp. I can't remember the name of it, but he's a good coach. The team seems like it's improving. Like it's getting up there in the D3 ranks, and they also have a good business program. So I'm happy to be able to go to a school that's good for me educationally, and I'll get good wrestling in.
Yeah, Winnick's always competitive. Definitely a good school. And your major's going to be in business?
Business finance. Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to be focusing on. I'm just happy to be able to compete at a good school and be able to get a good education at the same time.
Right.
Wrestling isn't everything, but it sure does mean a lot to me.
Absolutely. Well said. Do you do any freestyle or Greco-Roman?
I do a little bit of freestyle. I tend not to do it as much. I stay away from Greco. I do a little bit of judo, so that would be like the supplement for that, I guess. And I think cross training is kind of important too, because I think judo has given me the kind of hip ability, the ability to control my hips that wrestling would have never gave me by itself. And I think that's a very important factor when it comes to digging in underhooks on your feet or trying to get your hips in to get a single leg or something off of that, snap down and grab it. It's just so important to have good hips and to be balanced in how you can attack someone. So
right.
It's good to do cross training like that, I guess.
For sure. And it certainly shows. You have great hips, you have great work ethic, and it's nice to hear that you put that school first and the education first, because like you said, to quote you, wrestling's great. It's a big part of who you are. It's a big part of your life, but it's not everything. So well said. You're a great athlete, great person, great sportsmanship, and we all enjoy watching you wrestle. So thank you for that, and keep up the good work. Now we're going to cut to a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking with another state champion from last year, Adolfo Betancur, and double thumbs up. James, again, thanks for being
Adolfo.
Now for Adolfo. We're going to put you back in our lounge, but hang in there, hang tight, because we're going to bring you back up into the conversation in just a little bit. This is Snapdown Wrestling, produced by sfbnri.com. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Snapdown Wrestling. I am your host, Coach Tommy Lynch, and tonight we are talking to a couple of state champions from last year. Talked to James, and now we have Adolfo, who was our heavyweight state champion last year. Adolfo, how you doing, bud?
How you doing, Coach? Excited to be on the show.
I'm doing good. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for taking the time to be on the show. State champion last year, another guy who people were unsure exactly where you were, as far as a sophomore, as a junior, as a senior. You're a big kid, great wrestler, great state championship finals last year. I remember we had the tri-meet, or was it a quad? I think it was a quad. It was Hendrick and Hope. No, it was a tri, and Cranston West. And that was the first meeting of you and Edison. I remember that match. I remember seeing you in the bathroom afterwards and saying, "Hey, it was really close. Don't worry about it. Don't get down, because I think what you did wrong there." And you said, "Oh, absolutely, coach. Absolutely do." And we went out and man, what a difference in the state finals. That's hard, man. It's hard. Yeah. So take us first of all back to that match at Hendricken when you're facing a 2-time state champion already in Edison Guarcus from Hope, and knowing that you're going out there. How you feeling before the match?
Everybody has like the jitters before a match, and Edison was always in my head, 2-time state champ. And going out there, I just wrestle. Like, that's all I was taught. Just go out there and wrestle. We were training for him. We did what we could. My partner, Cam Bailey, was always pushing me every day in practice. And I was doing the extra work as well after practice. So I knew I was going to get him. It was just a matter of time. And I got him where it mattered. All respect to Edison. He's actually he's a good friend of mine. But, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, absolutely. I talked about patience earlier, and Edison had and has great patience. He proved it in the Rick match to win it for the Anchorman. But that night, I remember there was just, you guys were tied. There was only a few seconds left, and I think he tried to force something during the tri-meet.
Yeah,
and the difference in the state finals when I saw you is you didn't try to force anything, and you had great patience, and you were really, really cool in that situation. It was a big, big, big moment.
Yeah. That's what my coach Hennessy was always telling me, that's what the match is going to come down to, top and bottom. Me and him were always just like houses and neutral, it was just going after each other. We never really got offensive. And my coach told me we were working on top and bottom every practice, me standing up, me getting that extra point, because that's another thing that affected me that match. I couldn't get up, and he ended up catching me. It was 0-0 to the third period. He ended up catching me at the last 10 seconds or something like that, and he got his backs.
No, I remember it. But again, man, what a state finals. Now, what are you doing now? What's your life looking like now? You just you sitting back, or are you out there wrestling?
Yeah, I'm out wrestling. I'm training every single day. I'm dieting, trying to get my weight down, bulk back up, and muscle. I just went to Tyrant Daystar Duels this weekend. I took out a Flow ranked wrestler and Fargo placer. That was huge for me. That's something I'm very proud of. Just adjusting to the sport again. It was just a long break, came back, and start adjusting again.
Yeah. You last year you won the state championship at heavyweight as a sophomore, which is not an easy thing to do. You were third in New England's as well as a sophomore, again at heavyweight. Not an easy thing to do. So you're overcoming a lot of things. You were an NHSCAA placer. You were a journeyman placer, War at the Shore champion, multiple champion winner at multiple tournaments. And you said, you had the Fargo, you beat the kid, Fargo placer and ranked, Flow ranked kid. I mean, those are big moves for, a young guy, you being a junior this year. How you feeling? I mean, you are in a good position because although the season's a little short, you still have a whole nother year. And I'm pretty confident that by next year, that this is all going to be behind us and we're going to start on time. So how are you feeling? What's going through your mind?
I'm feeling great. I'm still wrestling. We're still going places. I've been training every day. I just wanna improve. And I know a lot of people are coming after me. Returning state champ. A lot of people want to knock me off, and I just gotta keep going. Grind. Going to the gym, practice, and I'm wrestling at both clubs, Iron Faith and Blackstone. So I'm getting a mix of a lot of the big guys in Rhode Island. So
Now you went 8-1 this past weekend. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Who beat you?
New York kid, Sebastian. I forgot his last name, but he's a New York kid.
Is he a senior?
I believe so. He was a good kid.
Yeah.
Senior.
Would that match look like? How'd that happen? Would take us through that match. And I wish I had video of it, but I'm gonna have to get some video and show it at a later date.
Yeah, I made a mistake first period. He ended up catching me. I tried hitting a throw. He had a single, and I tried throwing him over, and he ended up pancaking me, and he ended up getting his back, so I made it 5-0. And he threw boots in. I ended up getting the reversals 5-2, and rode him out that second period. And third period it came, I just couldn't pull it off. It was a tough match. He was a strong kid, big kid, but I think next time around, I'm definitely gonna catch him. I'm training for him. I'm training,
Yeah.
We're trying to go up in the floor rankings.
For sure. And it's, sometimes you need that. Sometimes you really do need that. And I believe that it's, you need that push. You need that goal. You need that person that is in your head that you're training and pushing yourself that much more. Because if you win at everything and no one beats you, well, you kind of, I feel like maybe some people sit back a little bit and take that for granted. So sometimes when you have that out there, it keeps you hungry, it keeps that fire in your belly. And sometimes we need that. Do you have anybody in state that you're training for this year that you think might be, coming up that I wouldn't say worry about, but it might, give you a go?
No, I'm not really worried about anybody. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm getting better every day. Training 3 times a day, and I'm ready. I'm hoping for a season. I want to be that 2-time, and next year 3-time. I'm confident. I know I can do it. Definitely trying to win New England's too 2 times. Yeah,
that'd be great. Now, you do you have any tournaments coming up that you want to share with us that you're training for?
Spartan New England's. It's a Club New England. There's going to be prep kids. It's all a lot of the best guys in New England. You have to qualify for it. And then also NHSCA is coming up right after that. I'm definitely training for that one. I want to be number 1 in that. Definitely training to win that one.
How do you qualify for the Spartan New England's?
Top 2 in every state or something like that. Or
for the club?
Yeah.
Okay, so when is that again?
Do
you have a date on that yet?
April 13th, I believe. I'll have to double check.
April 13th. Yeah. I mean, the dates are not your thing. You don't have to worry about the dates. That's all up to your coaches to say, hey, listen, Adolfo, you got to be here on this date. And that's pretty much it. I mean, you just continue the training, the working hard. Now, being a heavyweight, do you find it's hard to get good competition or good practice partners? Who are your practice partners right now, and what club are you going to?
I'm going to my main club is Blackstone. I've been with them since I was in 7th grade. I'll continue to be with them, and I'll get into Iron Faith sometimes. I do a private with them with Abed Jarrell, and I'll do it with Ricky Brown, Edison's sometimes. Some guys from Roger Williams will come down and train with us, and then there's also some middle school kids, Michael Diorio, who's also going there, and we're all getting each other better.
Nice. Well, you got to just keep plugging along, keep training. Are you going to Virginia Beach for the Nationals? You have plans for that at all?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to that.
Yeah. Any other tournaments that you want to mention that's on the scope that you know of, or?
As of now, not really. I'm really looking. Yeah, towards NHSCA's, which is in Virginia.
Right.
Trip.
That's mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tournaments are kind of tough to come by. I mean,
Yeah, especially now with everything going down, it's hard.
exactly now. I mean, it's definitely difficult to find these tournaments to get into if without having to jump on a plane. I mean, there's only
Yeah.
so far you can drive. Some parents don't care and they're just, we'll drive 15 hours if we have to split up between 2 days.
Yeah.
And that's really what it takes. That's really what it takes. So just keep plugging away, keep hitting those practices, man. I'm looking forward to seeing you wrestle big time. Great wrestler.
Thank you.
For a big guy. I mean, the throws and the way you handle yourself and the quickness, man, that is impressive.
Thank you.
Impressive. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to come back. We're going to bring James back in. We're going to talk a little bit more, and we'll finish this out. This is Tommy Lynch with Snapdown Wrestling, powered by SFBNRI. We'll be right back. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Adolfo, you can come on up too. If we can pull him up, that'd be great. If he's still with us, I know you guys are off this week on February vacation. There you are. Now, James, speaking of the finals, I mean, Chariho, great school. Obviously, Coach Scott Merritt, been coaching for over 25 years over there. I remember seeing Coach Scott wrestle, as a 112 pounder way back in the day. But great coach, great passion for the sport. Kyle graduated this year. You guys had 3 champions. Is that right?
Yeah, we had
Nate,
me, Kyle, and Nate Marchione.
Right. Was there anybody else in the finals last year? No. I mean, you had 3 finalists and all 3 won.
Tom was, I think.
What's that?
Dominic Bonanno.
Oh yeah, Bonanno. Right. Yeah, at 52, and he lost to Faria from Cumberland. Cumberland, just absolutely amazing. They had 6 guys in the finals. So my God, right? What's going on in Cumberland? But Chariho, I mean, 4 guys in the finals, 3 champions. Would you place as a team? Third? Was it third? Fifth,
I think.
Okay.
The last couple of years we had been third, but that year it was 5th.
You guys how are you looking this year as a team, and how has all this affected that? I mean, do you know? I mean, do you think you're gonna be a captain this year? I think it is. I think
I'm pretty sure.
Huh?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So are you in touch with these guys? How close are you with your team? I mean, because during this time it's tough to keep everybody together. That's why I'm asking. So what's going on there?
We have both a group chat texting with our coach and one on Snapchat. We just try to keep in touch with everyone on the team, try to get everybody to wrestle that has the time to, that isn't doing another sport. Just try to get the mat time. It seems like we'll have most, if not a full team this coming year, which is good. Last year we were missing a couple of the lightweights, which I think really hurt us, especially in state, not being able to put up points at those weights. But we'll have a good year, I think, as a team, at least decent.
Right. So you're pretty sure that you're going to have most of the weight classes full, which is the toughest thing to do. I mean, you could have 22 guys on the team, 25 guys on the team, and still not have a full team.
Yeah.
Still not fill those 14 spots. That's the toughest part. I mean, even us at Cranston West, we had 45 guys at the end of the year, and I still had some holes in the lineup, but I had some stacked 6 deep, in those middleweight
Yeah,
classes.
that's the issue. You'll have like 3 160s, and then you'll be missing like a 38 or something, and you're like, come on, guys.
Right.
Find some weights.
So how do you keep in touch with your guys? Do you do it, or you just follow what Coach Merritt does and says, hey, listen, we got to meet up, a virtual Zoom meeting or whatever at this time? And do you think that you lost numbers because of everything that's going on and people just doing other things?
I think we did lose some numbers because it's hard to get people to like join the team, like even freshmen or people from middle school. It's hard to keep them interested in the sport when it doesn't even seem like we're gonna have a season. But we like most of the guys who are going to be on the team, we've been able to keep in contact with and just let them know that they keep training, work hard, and just be ready for if and when there's a season. It looks like there's going to be one now. So
yeah, it really does. And Adolfo, same question. What's going on over at Hendricken? I mean, Coach Hennessy, obviously another longtime coach, another great coach all the way around. How's that going? The camaraderie, the team, the togetherness. Are you guys talking? You having meetings? What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, we're talking as our teammates. We have some kids doing off season. We have some kids that, aren't really taking it serious. But Coach Myers actually texted me telling me to like push the guys, get them out there. I've been trying to get a hold of them, send them to off season, like wrestle off season. Get that rust off and keep going. If we're having a season, we want to be prepared. We don't want to go out there like first day of practice, rusty, and it's hard.
Yeah, how hard is it? I mean, how many are you actually getting out?
I got Tyler Keeney's one of them. One big kid I got. He's actually coming to Blackstone now, and there's some kids that are trying to get to Iron Faith. There's like obviously Nick Fine, Luke Mead. Luke Mead's doing another sport at the moment, so he can't really, participate in wrestling. But you got Nick Fine going, traveling everywhere. And we got a few kids that I'm trying to get out, but, it's hard with, just.
And Cam's still in it?
Bailey, no, he's actually attending Rick.
Oh, right. He's at Rick. Now, speaking of state finals, I'm looking here. 1, 2, 3, 4 champions and 4 finalists. So everyone that was a finalist last year.
Yeah, 4 for 4. We all pulled it off.
Right. And would you place second, right?
No, we placed third.
Third. So see, I got my facts a little messed up. Where's my sheet here? Because I thought that Chariho was third, and you said that you guys were fifth. Tough competition. Having that many people in the finals and coming in 4th or 5th is just
pretty crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. I didn't have one finalist last year. In fact, I didn't have anybody that was even top 3, which, I'm a new guy. I've only been head coach there 2 years, assistant coach 1 year. But it's it's amazing that you can have that many finalists and still be a 5th or 3rd place winner. But I mean, Cumberland was just 6th. That was insane what they did. Now, speaking of state champions and state championships, you guys, Rhode Island has a long history of great wrestlers, and it's getting better and better because of the clubs. I really say you got to get out there. You got to go in the clubs. Even if you're doing other sports, you should still keep your toe in the water a little bit. State championship, I remember when I was coming through, it was Coventry. Do you know about their history? Obviously, it was 17 straight state championships. Hendricken, you guys, Adolfo, were insane from 2012 to 2016 with 4 straight. And then you won it again in 18 and 19. And then last year, Cumberland won it. But, good things. And you win state championships by having guys go out there and actually wrestle. So the more guys you can get out there wrestling, the better. The more you can stay in touch with your team, the better. I'm finding that across the board, across the league, that people are just kind of falling to the wayside and staying on the couch and staying rusty and are not hopeful for a season. We got to stay in this. We got to stay positive. And I'm telling you, we're going to have a season. It's that far out to where, how can you not have a season? Especially when people are wrestling all over the country. I mean, there's got to be a point where the administration takes a look and says, okay, well, they're wrestling. We did our research and it doesn't seem to be making a difference either way. And not for nothing, I don't know what your opinion is, but what do you think? Basketball, wrestling, which one's more of a high risk?
I would probably say basketball. You got more people coming in contact with each other. With wrestling, it's one-on-one. That's like the easiest contact tracing. It blows my mind.
It really is. And now with the rapid testing, that we're doing in school and everything, it's just, how can you not have a season right now? So never mind in 2 months from now. That's why I'm so positive we're going to have a season. I mean, it'd be almost impossible not to, knock on wood. All right. So just keep things positive, keep things going, keep the team together. We got lacrosse, we got baseball that we're battling with now. Whereas before, the winter sports wasn't really battling with anything. I mean, how many swimmers or wrestlers, but with lacrosse, football, and baseball, we're going to be way down. I think our numbers are going to be way down. Numbers are going to be down across the board. So make sure you're staying in contact. Make sure that you're getting in, especially, James being a senior with your freshmen and getting them pumped up, because there's two classes that really suffer, the seniors and the freshmen. The sophomore and juniors, well, they're kind of, they know they got more years, and this is just a speed bump. But for you, this is the end of the high school road. So, keep the kids coming in motivated, keep yourself motivated. You're a good example, both of you, of what you should be in this sport. And all I can say is just keep that up for sure.
And like you said earlier, nothing replaces mat time. People just got to go out and wrestle if you want to be good.
If you want to compete, want to compete on that level, if you want to be in the state finals. It's the edge. It's the edge, and it's important. So keep doing what you're doing, guys. You're an inspiration to a lot of the guys coming in, and also the guys that are seniors, so they can take a page from your book as well. Adolfo, you said that you're losing some weight. You're replacing it with muscle. Let's talk about that. How much weight have you lost? Where are you at right now?
I started after the season. I gained a lot of weight. I was from the season I was 290. I always had to cut. I was 285. I got up to 310. That was the highest I've gotten. Right now I'm at 270. I'm doing good, just training, working out. I got my gym membership. It's been about a month and a half, I'd say, and I've lost 30, 35 pounds. I'm just going to keep going,
Wow. Yeah. What's your goal to get to?
I want to get to about 245, I'd say, and then bulk up. Just hit the weights hard. And
then bulk up. So after that, where do you think you'd see yourself sitting? 260?
270, I'd say.
270. You're at 270, solid muscle. Look out.
Yeah.
Look out anyway. I mean, but definitely with that type of mindset and that type of regimen and eating good foods, and cutting down and bulking up and building that strength, man, you're going to be unstoppable. So keep that up. Congratulations on your success and for more success to come. And that's going to do it for our Snapdown Wrestling on this Monday night. Again, thank you guys, my two guests, James Dougherty, Adolfo Betancur, to take the time to be on this show. All right, keep plugging away. And we'll see you next Monday night, 9:00 on Snapdown Wrestling with Tommy Lynch, powered by Sports Fan Base Network, Rhode Island. Have a great night, everybody, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you for having me.